Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is JoJo Kaiser here. I'm back with another storytime video for you guys today. Hopefully you all are having yourselves a fantastic day today. I know I am. And for today's storytime, not gonna lie, I'm very surprised I didn't tell this storytime yet on my channel, because, not gonna lie, it's very crazy and really stupid. But yeah, let's keep going. Now, before I continue on with this story, I gotta let you guys know that as of me recording this video right now, it's raining. And last time I checked, I'm not God. I can't control the weather and nature and stuff like that. So you guys are kind of gonna have to deal with that. That's a little bit of a warning, I guess. But yeah, without further ado, please enjoy today's story time about how a crazy girl in my school back in 10th grade tried to get me in trouble with the principal for something that I didn't do. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting story. So 3, 2, 1, bam bam bloog. So like I just said, this story time took place back when I was in 10th grade. So on this day, I woke up. You guys know the basic daily routine that any teenager goes through. You know, I wake up, brush my teeth, take a shower, put on my clothes, eat breakfast, go to school. You know, the basic morning routine like that. So yeah, I go to school, I go to lunchroom, I talk with some friends and whatnot. And, you know, fast forward to 5th period, which was 2 periods before my lunch period. Which, you know, keep in mind, lunch period is quote-unquote the best period ever, because you get to basically be a fat ass and, you know, eat as much food as you possibly can without having to learn. So yeah, we all know that lunch period is the best period of all time. I don't want to hear in the comments below. So anyways, right, I'm in 5th period. On this particular day, we had a substitute teacher, so we were just, you know, goofing off and whatnot, right, before, you know, the next period. So anyways, right, I'm in class in 5th period, just minding my own business. Once again, we have a, you know, substitute teacher. I'm goofing off, talking with my friends and whatnot. And then this random girl comes into the classroom looking very pissed off. I'm not gonna say who this person is, you know, for privacy reasons, but for the sake of the story time, I'm gonna call her a Karen, because, you know, she kind of had like the generic meme outfit looking, you know, style of a Karen. Like, she had the haircut, high heels for something, which is weird because, you know, she's, you know, a student in 10th grade. I wouldn't necessarily think that a student in 10th grade would be wearing high heels on a normal day, but, you know, that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong about that. So yeah, she had, you know, the haircut, the high heels, she had the glasses on, which is very weird. She had like this weird pink outfit or something like that. So yeah, to make things simpler, she basically looked like a teenage version of like the generic meme Karen that you see on the internet every once in a while. So yeah, I'm just gonna call her a Karen just because of that, you know, aspect alone. So anyways, right, she comes in, the substitute teacher says nothing because, like, I guess he wasn't trying to do his work properly. I don't know, like, I really don't. It's a substitute teacher. I'm not trying to bash, you know, substitute teachers in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving you guys my version of the story. It's literally a story, just, you know, deal with it. So anyways, right, this teenage version of a Karen walks over to me and my friends looking very pissed off for some reason, and you guys are about to hear why. So anyways, right, she walks over to me and my friends. She points to me and she says out loud, "You are the biggest asshole on the planet. Do you understand?" And I'm like, excuse me? Because, you know, keep in mind, I was just trying to have like a normal day, right? I was just trying to hang around with my friends and whatnot, just, you know, having a good time. I wasn't expecting some random teenage version of a Karen over here to walk up to me being like, "You're the biggest asshole on the planet." So I was extremely shocked by this, and I almost fell backwards, which was like a little bit funny, but still a little bit stupid. But anyways, right, as soon as she said that out loud, I asked her what she meant by that, because last time I checked, I didn't do anything to this person. Also, I've never seen this person before in school. Like, as far as I'm aware of, I've never seen this person in school pretty much ever. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't have classes with her, so I've never seen her before. But yeah, apparently I'm an asshole for something that I did, which I don't even know what. So anyways, right, I asked this girl what her problem was and what I specifically did to her, and she told me that apparently I did something to her friend in the bathroom last period, and she's gonna tell the principal on me for something that I did to this random girl that I've never met before. Like, no joke, this, you know, teenage version of a Karen over here said word for word, "You know, what you did to my friend was extremely messed up. I can't believe someone like you is such a scumbag. I'm gonna tell the principal what you did right now." And I'm standing there looking completely confused and just shocked, because last time I checked, all I did today was, like, literally went to school so far. You know, that's literally what I did. And I told her this, and I'm like, "Look, look, I don't know who told you what, but last time I checked, I'm literally in class just trying to mind my own business. So then this girl says, no, I know exactly what you did. My friend told me. I can't believe someone like you would do something like this. And I told her, look, like, again, someone must have told you something wrong, because I've been in classes this entire time. I don't know what your beef is. I've never seen you before, if I'm gonna keep it a $1.50, so, like, what's your issue? So then Karen over here says, oh, so is it not true that you did this when someone show? And she told me the person of which I did something to in the bathroom. And I'm like, no, like, what? I don't even know who that person is. And then this teenager version of a Karen is like, yes, you did. My friend told me this. I don't care what you have to say. My friend is not a liar. She wouldn't do this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look, like, I'm telling you right now, whatever your friend said to you that I did to her, I didn't do. Like, again, I'm just here in class trying to mind my own business. So then she's like, you know what? You're so rude and disrespectful. I'm going to tell the principal. And I'm like, okay, well, can you tell me the name of the person that I somehow did something in the bathroom to? Like, I feel like you have to tell me the name at the very least. So then Karen was like, oh, you know who this person is. I can't believe you're trying to lie right now, rah, rah, rah. So then I'm like, no, I'm not trying to lie. Like, can you at least tell me the person that I did this to? So then she says, no. And I'm like, okay, well, last time I checked, I can't really read your mind. So unless if you tell me the name of the person that I did this to, how am I supposed to know whether or not, like, it's true if you don't give me the name of the person? Like, I feel like I deserve the right to know the person that somehow, some way I did something to in the bathroom, right? Which I know I didn't do, but I just want to know, like, the name of the person so that way I can get to the bottom of this. So she's like, you know what? Whatever. And she walks out of the classroom and leaves, pissed off, right? And, you know, I'm just sitting there just confused and weirded out because, like, I've never met this girl before. Apparently, I did something to her friend in the bathroom or something like that. And which, by the way, I've never, like, met this particular person. She told me the name of the person, which, like, I've never met this girl before. Like, I don't even think I have class with this particular person. So, like, what? So then my friends start asking me, like, what I did to this girl. And I'm like, look, like, I've been in this class the entire time. And in previous other classes, I've been in class. Like, I didn't go to the bathroom or anything like that. So I don't know, like, who this girl is talking about, but I didn't do anything. And I keep saying that over and over and over again, and eventually my friends start to, you know, believe me when I start, you know, literally showing them proof that I've been to these particular classes so far, because, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I'm not a complete scumbag. I'm not going to do something to a random girl that I didn't do. Like, what? So fast forward to, like, the last period of today, you know, 8th period, for those of you that don't know, in terms of, you know, how the U.S. portrays high school in terms of that particular fashion. There are 8 periods as far as I'm aware of in terms of high school in the United States, for those of you that don't know. So yeah, this is the last period. I'm just in class, minding my own business and whatnot, talking to my friends, writing some notes. And, you know, 10 minutes before the last school bell rings, I'm about to go home, be free from, you know, this prison. Wait, no, sorry. I meant high school, not a prison, not a prison. There's an announcement from the speaker that says, Jojo Kaiser, come into the main office. Jojo Kaiser, come into the main office. And, you know, I was like, wait, what the heck? Because, you know, not gonna lie, I completely forgot about the girl screaming at me, calling me an asshole, saying that apparently I did something to her friend or something. Like, I completely forgot about it. So I was just confused as to why I was being brought to, like, the principal's office and whatnot. So anyways, right, the teacher tells me to go to the principal's office. I'm like, okay. So I walk to the principal's office. I get in there. I wait for a few minutes for the principal to be done talking. And the principal tells me to walk into the main office and whatnot. And, you know, sitting there is this random girl sobbing. And keep in mind, I've never met this girl before. So, and that's a pretty important detail for this particular story. And you guys are about to hear why in a second. So anyways, right, there's me, the principal, you know, in the principal's office, and this random girl crying, you know, which again, I've never met in my life before. So anyways, right, the principal tells me to sit down, and the principal starts telling me that apparently I did something to this student, you know, earlier today. And so the principal tells this girl to, you know, pick her head up because she was crying a lot and, you know, tell me her side of the story. So then this random girl proceeds to tell me, and I'm not kidding, like, I'm being 100% serious when I say this, that somehow, some way, 4th period, I went to her classroom, I knocked on the door to her classroom. She walked out of the classroom. I dragged her to the boys' bathroom and did certain things that I'm pretty sure I can't say on YouTube because I don't want this video to get taken down. But let's just say it's something bad to a girl. I'm pretty sure you guys can piece together, those particular details, which again, I'm not going to say on YouTube. So, Susan, if you happen to be watching this, I'm not, trying to, break any of your guidelines. I'm not going to say specifically what happened, which, keep in mind, I didn't do. I want to make that very clear. I did not do this. So anyways, right, the girl finishes her, quote unquote explanation as to what for some reason happened. And I'm like, okay, one, I've never met you before. This is literally the first time I've ever seen you, before in this school. I don't even think I have classes with you, so like that's a little bit weird. And two, like I didn't drag you to the boys' bathroom. Like what? Like I literally said, like what? I didn't do anything to you. Like I've never met you before. Like what? So then the girl finally responds to me. This time she's very, very angry and crying at the exact same time saying, yes, you did. I know exactly what you did. You know exactly what you did to me in the bathroom. I can't believe someone like you would do this to me. How dare you be so rude? And she's just naming every single name of the book towards me. And, look, I didn't do anything to this girl. Like, not gonna lie, I'm the type of person that will admit whenever I did something wrong. And, I'm being serious. I never met this girl before. Like, I didn't do anything with this girl. Like, what? So anyways, right, she stopped screaming, and not gonna lie, the principal is sending me some really, angry death glares at me, because look at it from his perspective, right? He sees, like, a crying teenage girl on one hand, and on the other hand, he sees this, like, weirdly calm, fat, teenage boy. Like, who do you think the principal is gonna believe at that particular moment, the first time around? Do you think he's gonna believe this random, fat, teenage boy who's doing nothing wrong, or this girl right now who's crying? And, I know it's unfair, but 9 times out of 10, the person is going to think that, the girl is telling the truth at the first time around because they happen to be more emotional. I'm not trying to be sexist. I want to make that very, very clear. I'm not trying to be sexist. This is just stuff that I've learned in terms of experiences that I've had with people. I'm not trying to be sexist. And if I say anything wrong in this particular video, I'm extremely sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive in any way, shape, or form. But again, this is something that I've learned due to experiences that I've had with some people. I want to make that very, very clear. Please do not twist my words in the comments below. So anyways, right? She's, crying. And I'm like, oh, okay. Did you happen to see my face? Because unless if I have an evil twin brother that also goes to my school, which, if that's the case, like, not gonna lie, those would be some really good, story time topics for me to tell on my videos. Did you happen to see my face when I, quote unquote, did something to you in the boys' bathroom? So then she says, no, because you had a mask on. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, then how can you prove that that's me if I somehow, some way had a mask on? Because last time I checked, you can't really get enough details by a mask alone. Like, I feel like you need to look at the person, physically by their face and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, if somehow I had a mask on, then how can you prove that it's me? And somehow, some way, she's like, well, I mean, I know what your name is, and I know the person who did it, so I know it's you. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me my name, please? Because last time I checked, I didn't do anything to you. I've never met you before, so I'm assuming you know who my name is, right? And she says, yes, I do. And, she says my first name, which is a little bit weird, but she says, a last name. I'm not going to say the name, but, she said the last name. And can you guys guess what she said? She didn't say my last name. She said a completely different last name. Wow. Plot twist. I know, right? So anyways, right? She says this last name. I'm like, that's not my last name. You got my first name right, but that's not my last name. And she says, bullshit. I know that's exactly your last name. Don't lie to me. I'm like, oh, really? So then I proceed to pull out my ID from my wallet, and I show her and the principal my full ID that has my first and last name. I'm like, oh, really? So you think that this is the right name, right? And she goes completely wide-eyed and looks like a goddamn ghost, I tell you, right? And the principal, too, looks completely wide-eyed, looking very confused and, concerned, because here he is trying to somehow convince me that somehow, I did something to this random girl that I never did to, right? So anyways, right? I start laughing in her face, being like, "Are you serious? Like, did you seriously try to, convince me that somehow I did something bad to you? Like, what?" And I start laughing at her because, like, no, that's really messed up. You're seriously trying to blame me for something that I didn't do? Like, what? And, to give you guys a little bit of context as to, what my school is structured like, I'm not going to provide personal information, but I'm just going to tell you guys, like, a little bit of the structure of my main high school, right? So the high school, as far as I'm aware of, has a total of 6 to 7 floors, right? My last period is all the way on the 2nd floor. Meanwhile, this girl is apparently on the 6th floor in terms of her last class. So, by her logic, apparently I have the power of God on my hand, who also has the ability to run very fucking fast, because somehow, someway, I left my last period classroom from the 2nd floor, I ran all the way to the 6th floor, somehow, someway pinpoint exactly which classroom she was in, I knocked on the door, she came out, I dragged her all the way to the boys' bathroom, and did so-and-so to her, in a span of a couple of minutes. Dog, are you serious? Like, what? That makes absolutely no sense. And when I explained all that to her and to the principal at that point just immediately believed me, because that sounds ridiculous, right? And he has my schedule in front of me, and, he has her schedule in front of him as well, right? So, long story short, this girl gets in so much trouble for trying to, blame me for something that I didn't do. And, I go away scot-free. I actually left class early to go home because technically it was like 10 minutes before the final bell rung, and, at that point the principal was like, "Okay, I guess you can go home, it doesn't really matter because it's only like a few minutes, you're fine." So I'm like, "Oh, okay," and I went home. I come to find out the next day that this girl actually transferred out of my school the very next day, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So I go to the principal, and I asked her whatever happened to, the girl that tried to accuse me of something that I didn't do. And the principal's like, "Oh, well, apparently her parents, decided to transfer her out of this school." Which, I mean, cool, I guess, but I don't think you need to transfer out of a school, for, a really dumb mistake like that. A very serious mistake, but a dumb mistake nonetheless. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. And, yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the story. Not gonna lie, if things went completely differently, I would have been in so much trouble. I would have been to jail, I would have had charges placed on me, and not gonna lie, I would be in jail right now, and, not be making storytime videos to you guys. So, yeah, if things went completely differently, I would have been in so much trouble. So it's very important to not blame someone for something that they didn't do, especially when you don't have proof, so just don't do that, especially when it comes to situations like these. Just don't. Moral of the story is, don't try to, accuse somebody of doing something that they didn't do, especially when you have no proof to back up your claims. And, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story, guys. I hope you all enjoyed today's, story time. If you did, I highly recommend leaving a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more of my dumb content. A link to all my social media pages will be down in the description below. And until next time, guys, this is JoJo Kaiser, signing out. Make sure you stay sexy and wear a condom. Peace!